Sorry.
Okay, so I'm going to explain to you what ST9 scores are. A ST9 score is based on a dividing normal distribution into 9 parts. So if you see on here on the bell curve that it's divided into 9 parts here. The first 3 areas are the lower portion. So 1, 2, 3, this would be the lower portion. Your 4, 5, and 6 would be the middle area. Your 7 through 9 would be your upper area. So let's look at vocabulary. He scored an 8. So if we look at vocabulary here, you'll see he scored an 8. So if we look at the bell curve, you can see that he scored above average on this section.
Okay, so based on these areas, Jacob scored below average on some of them. Which ones were those?
Yes, there is one portion he did score below average, but not by very much. And that was the one for listening under reading. So if we look at reading, would be listening, and you can see that he scored a 4. But there's really nothing to worry about considering that it's not exactly precise.
Oh, okay.
So on the bottom portion of this, we're going to go over the criteria referenced. The test which gives information on how the individual performs on a specific standard or objective. As you can see on the lower portion of Jacob's scores, all of the different standards he was tested on are located right here. So you can see how they're just divided. And this shows you all the different subtests which he was tested on. So under vocabulary, it's only divided by 1, but you see under reading, there's 4. Problem solving, there's a few more, and then you look over at science and maps, it's the same. Do you have any questions about that so far?
Oh, so I see Jacob's doing well in all the subjects. What are these abbreviations at the top of these rows?
Okay, so let me explain the abbreviations to you. Pretty much, when we move down to the lower portion of the test results, you can see where Jacob scored individually. Now, it says total items. This means, right here you can see it says total items. This pretty much means the number of questions administered for that particular subtest. So he pretty much had 29 questions. Now, for the abbreviation number attempted would be the number ATT. That is compares which compares to the total items administered. So out of the 29, he attempted 29, which is pretty good. That's what we want them to do. We want them to try to answer every single question, even if they don't know the answer. We push for that. The percentage of correct answers he got right would be the next one. And then the percentage of the national, the percentage correct of the student in the grade in the nation would be the next one that you see. So that percentage is based on a national scale.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so now looking at some of Jacob's scores, he really did well in math, getting 100% correct on adding and subtracting. So if we look at math, you see adding and subtracting, he got 100%.
Oh, okay.
Jacob also got 100% correct in social studies, history. Now there are a few areas where Jacob scored a little bit low. He scored a 33% on punctuation, as well as a 58% on ending punctuations. But not to worry, we can fix that. If you continue to look at his scores, you can see that Jacob scored another 100% on science for life science and space, and on analyzing information, which is down here.
Oh, okay.
And he scored another 100%. Now these scores don't reflect how Jacob is actually doing in school. Based on his portfolio, which I have right here on hand, so you can see, he's doing really, really well. He's making good grades. You know, there are just a few weak spots that we can see, but pretty much we'll develop that throughout the rest of the year, and he'll definitely get better. You just have to remember that this is a standardized test, so it's, a test for, which is for standardized testing. It's not what he's doing and how he's doing in the classroom.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So all of these scores were really good, and I know you see some areas of concern based on the scores. For those particular weak areas, that Jacob scored low on, you can help him at home, of course. And you can help him by having him circle like all the punctuations on a particular passage if you're just having him like go through a magazine or a book, going over how punctuation is used. Maybe if he sees an exclamation point, he doesn't know why it's there. If you read him the sentence and use that to show him why it's used, that would help. Showing him how to build on capitalizing while you're driving around, why that, maybe that billboard has a certain letter capitalized, and explain to him why. Reading and having Jacob write letters to you twice a week will also help with this. I can also help you by providing you with extra tutoring, or assignments that you may need or want him to get to pick those scores up a little bit higher.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, you don't have to worry. Jacob is going to be okay.
Now with those assessments, do you want me to have him turn those into you, or did you want me to keep them? How did you want to go about that?
Well, we can do it either way. What's more convenient for you? I can look over them and give you some feedback on how much he is improving on those particular weak areas, and then we can go from there.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to give you a handout of the test scores, a copy of it, and an explanation of what each score means, and test for your record keeping.
Oh, okay, good,
Okay.
good.
Well, again, I want to say thank you, Mr. Puruato, for coming and taking the time to come meet with me and discuss Jacob's test scores. Please feel free to contact me through my email. You can call me on my phone. I'm also available through text if that's easier for you.
Oh, okay,
whatever is convenient. And I'll provide you with all the information and the handouts that we have gone over.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
Thank you for coming in. I
Ms.
really
Rodriguez.
appreciate it.